I think we're going to talk a little bit about specs here.
Yeah. It's when we oh, it's gotten quite dark.
Ooh! Non-white people problem. We don't have...
Not a lot of Indians on video nowadays.
Thank goodness I'm dark. If not,
actually, one ISO setting for this one.
Either you can see me or you can see me, because it does not. Yeah, it's always relative to others. So anyway, why is it so dark?
It's dark. Let me adjust that.
So we are now
so
fairer.
bright.
What did we use?
So this episode is brought to you by Fair and Lovely Cream. Hi Autophiles. So we're in the XC60 T8 Momentum spec. The one we were in before was the
Inscription. This is CKD.
This is CKD. So first impressions?
Let's start with you.
So this, the T8 spec, that otherworldly presence of the Inscription Plus
the T8,
model.
the Inscription Plus T8.
Yeah, it's
not
a bit
that.
gone.
It's like that girl that you meet once only. At a particular place, in the right time, in the right lighting, and she looked absolutely gorgeous. So then you saw her again in Pasar Malam with a direct contact, and maybe no. Yeah. There's something missing there, but it's still her, but something's missing. Yeah. But that same feeling is not there.
Which means now we have to examine the girl herself.
We do. I think that is very good. Yes, that's a very good analogy. We have to identify.
Yeah. If you take out the bling, is the character strong enough to pull through?
Is it still lovable? Yeah, I think that's the test of this car.
The things about this interior that really, even the inlays in the XC60, the T8, the inlay here was different. You had a very textured pattern. This works, I think, but it just doesn't jive with the rest of the thing. Also, the crystal knob,
it's not there.
It's not there, so it's not important. But it does elevate the interior feel of the car.
You're right.
The Bowers and Wilkins sound system.
The passive aggressive show off.
The passive aggressive show off. I mean, this is things that we make fun of.
Yeah, but they make a difference. I mean, bit by bit, adds up. Right? Yeah.
In the T8 Inscription Plus model, I think we were blown away.
Yeah.
Because you look at the car and it's like, wow, you're competing with Mercedes and you can actually compete. This one, I look at it as like,
it looks like a cheap spec Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah.
And the GLC 200.
Yes. When you look at the GLC 200, this kind of still wins in some regards.
Yeah, it does. Because GLC 200 is so bare.
So bare, yeah. The quality of the leather is
good actually.
It's good. I wouldn't complain about it. And you see they did the BMW thing here. The plastic is brown.
Do not cast your plastics in brown color.
Yeah.
It's
brown
just
plastic looks weird.
Yeah, I mean in 30 years people look back at this at year.
And you can already see the color doesn't exactly match.
Yeah, it doesn't match. And BMW does this to their 7 Series. There's certain things you don't do, like, you know, a green color pants and pink color shirt, you know, you got me.
Trying to look back in my past to see if I wore it. And also I have to point out that this rubber mats,
this is standard
It's not standard, it's an optional accessory.
Okay.
Basically Volvo Car Malaysia saw that a lot of owners will buy aftermarket rubber mats. That's not safe. Because if it's not properly friction coated or not slotted properly, it can slip and get caught in your pedals.
A carpet that really fits, this one?
It completely fits. It does not move. There's even little screws that pin it down and...
the screw is very important.
It's very important, yeah. So this carpet is fixed onto the thing. I don't think it's a beautiful look. So maybe you go to the park, you track sand in, you track mud in, then okay lah, you can just take this out, wash it off, done. Yeah, that's my first impression.
That's why always tidy up your carpet when you come out from the car. That's the difference between a person who takes care of his car versus a person who isn't. It irks me a lot when I get into a car that is nice, then I look at the carpet all crunched up because over years of pushing, I mean maybe weeks of pushing it towards the front, it's just not acceptable, man. Yeah, so my first impression is very similar. It's a continuation of this. When I first drove the T8 Inscription Plus, I was completely blown away. It was just so beautiful. It felt elevated beyond Mercedes level. When I get into this car, there is a bit of a sinking feeling. Then I asked him to go and search pictures of the Inscription Plus, and then we identify a few things. Individually, they don't really matter. So for example, this trim here actually is beautiful. I love the texture. I love the feel. But then again, when comparing to the T8 Plus, I just realized how bling that was and how susceptible to blingness I am. All of this adds up to a very significant differences when you get into the car. But again, my caveat is this: those things that impresses you, it will not stay for long. I've driven so many cars that impressed me and I lived through it for so many years. Then I realized, yeah, I once appreciated this, but today it's like meh.
Performance?
It's a 2-litre inline 4, turbocharged.
Turbocharged direct injection drive E engine.
How many horses are we looking at? 250?
We are looking at 254.
Yeah, I remember they don't do a low tuning, Volvo.
Yeah.
Not like BM and Mercedes. There's a lot for a road car.
And top 350.
Well, that's a lot, man. That's called change tyre every year. So, yeah, I mean, power-wise, you can't complain. It is powerful.
It is very powerful.
Gearbox, what kind of gearbox are they using? It's automatic, right?
Yes, all their gearboxes, the auto gearboxes are all by IC, all 8-speed. Honestly, I look at this gearbox and compared to the Germans, I have to say this gearbox is a lot slower.
It is, especially if you push it to manual.
Yeah. Then you can really feel the time it takes to shift.
It does. It takes about a second.
But I'm starting to appreciate why they do this.
Because no fuss.
No fuss and longevity.
Longevity, yeah. That's what Daniel was saying the other day. 4-speed versus the twin clutch, you know?
Yeah.
You want technology, you gotta pay the price, man.
As people who appreciate performance, yeah, we do have some gripes with it. The engine is ready to go again to give you some more and give you more and more and more. But the gearbox is always a little bit too slow to the party. You know? Even in whatever sports mode you put it in, it is always just a little bit too slow. But if it means over the course of owning this car for 5-6 years,
and no problem, it will be fine.
Compared to its closest rival, which I consider to be the GLC 200, it has more power than the GLC 200.
Yes, because the 200 is what, 180?
180, 190.
The kind of low-end tuning.
I mean, a bit more heavier than the GLC 200. If you're getting a bit more than Mercedes is offering you, it shows that Volvo know their position and are trying to satisfy you more. And you as a customer should pay attention to that.
It's true, because I mean, Mercedes, when you get a lower end one, you always feel a bit shortchanged.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you could have just given me the standard stuff. Why can't you, you know?
Yeah.
The freaking button doesn't cost you how much money. Just give it to me. What's wrong with you? Are you trying to remind me that I did not pay enough for it?
No, it's trying to remind you that you bought into our brand. We don't need you. Whereas this one is like, come on, we know you need something of this category.
Yeah.
Try ours. Try our stuff. We give you.
It's like a pretty girl versus an average looking girl. The pretty girl reminds you every day, I have other choices.
Yeah. And the average looking girl reminds you that
I'm
believes
invested.
in you. Yeah,
I'm invested.
I'm invested in you.
Our good analogy today. I don't know whether to piss off some girl.
So actually, you know, whatever advantage this car has in numbers over the GLC 200 kind of gets evened out. But I do feel this car is a bit more comfortable than the GLC 200.
And a bit more powerful.
And a bit more roomy also.
Okay. I mean, I agree with you. Compared to the GLC, actually, you're getting more.
Yeah, you're getting more.
You're getting more in terms of performance. The T8 has one problem.
Yeah. And that's the braking.
Yes, the braking of T8, number one, feels unintuitive. Yeah, I think it's because of the brake regen interference. Yeah, sometimes it brakes a bit too much, sometimes it doesn't brake too much. And the worst part about the tuning of that car is, I think this is where Volvo is no BMW yet, is that if you're going to have a car that is so heavy on the nose, please make the front suspension a little bit more responsive when you're trying to brake, right?
That's the second problem with the brake.
That's the second problem.
Because it nosedives.
It nosedives like crazy.
But the car weighs 2,100 kilos.
It is so heavy.
300 kilos more than this.
Yeah.
So it's a double whammy.
Yes.
One, you don't know when the brake is going to come in. And second, when it comes in, the whole front dives.
Yes. This one, it doesn't nosedive as bad as the other one, which is a good thing.
Because over the course of years of driving this, you won't get sick.
Yes, because every day you brake and you go like that, okay.
Like bowing down to other cars. But also compared to the T8, I felt driving the T8 was really a great occasion.
Yeah.
And you're driving a car that is from the future. You have that real feel about it. This car, it's just a turbocharged engine. Not even supercharged, not even supercharged, not that powerful. You're driving it and it feels like a regular old base model premium car. Still feels very good, but it doesn't feel out of this world.
You know you paid some money for it, but it doesn't make you feel like $1 million.
Yeah.
So how many stars would you give for the performance?
Honestly, actually 3.5.
Yeah, same.
It's fair. It's good. It's better than good.
Yeah.
But it's not.
It's not amazing. It's not excellent. Looks.
I think
looks small.
With Volvo's, black doesn't really work for me.
It looks small.
It looks very small. Yeah, it's true. The body kit, I can live with it. It's fine.
Yeah, avoid black colours, really. It looks small. Even the XC90 in black looks small.
Yes, it is.
Go for the white, go for the silver.
And that blue also, I like that bright blue, the coral blue.
Oh, the coral blue, very bright, light colour.
Yeah, light colour. I like that colour. I think it's...
That's an Indian in you,
It's an Indian in me. You know, we like our saris in blue.
As long as you have colours. Pink and yellow also can.
Whatever, man.
Hey, blue and yellow, that's their colour, right?
Yeah, actually, Swedish flag. See, Sweden is actually Indian. I think momentum spec for Volvo works. Even on the V90 which we tested,
Yeah.
I think I look at that, I'm like, you know what? It works, it's fine. Momentum is kind of like, I think what Malaysians remember the glory days of Volvo to be, which is minimalist,
Yeah.
gentlemanly,
Yeah.
alternative to Japanese car, which is a bit more, you know,
Flimsy, yeah.
interior is a problem for me because I don't like this brown and I don't like how they match the plastic to the brown leather. And I get vibes from the old XC60, the previous XC60.
I do.
This what 8 or 9 inch sensors, infotainment. This is the saving grace of the interior.
Yeah.
If not for this and the digital instrument cluster,
It will look like a 2012 car.
yeah. So I have to say, like, the two digital elements in this car,
It works,
it works. It makes the car feel very elevated. But you see, even the buttons on the steering wheel, not being glossy, being like solid plastic, it's just not what I want. I want this. I want this glossy plastic on the infotainment.
You want the bling bling.
Yeah, you need the bling bling to sell over 250,000.
It's true. I'll tell you why the previous XC60 Inscription T8 Plus works. It's because it's bling.
Yes.
And to amplify the blingness, you need black. Yeah, so that's why it's all black inside. Then you see all the bling, then it shines. And I drove it in the afternoon, and every part of it just, you know, the glitter just slide across the trim. I mean, wow.
So to me, interior and exterior combined, I'm barely scraping together a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I agree with you. I would not give it anything higher than a 3 out of 5 because it is slightly disappointing. And if you're not contextually comparing, then stepping into the car will not blow you away. It's not awe-inspiring. It is just okay. Use of material, from experience, I question some of the use of material because I think they will not last the test of time. But other than that, it's a mediocre interior. That's all I have to say.
Value.
Value, yes. Let's play guess the price of a car.
Guess the price.
I say this car is 260,000. Eh?
I think we're back on track. As in,
oh yeah, we thought it's cheaper than for a while. We are guessing cars way more expensive.
But Autophiles is back on track.
Yes. How much are they?
282. Let's contextualize it first.
Okay, GLC.
GLC 200 closest rival, which is less in spec in most regards and less in power.
But looks better and has a stronger brand and resale better.
Yeah, 276. So 276 against 282.
It's freaking convincing.
It's convincing.
Because it's a Mercedes-Benz. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a Mercedes-Benz. To be honest, it's an inferior car, the 200. In many ways.
Yes.
It's an inferior car. But the reality is that the car will sell better.
It's sad, right?
At most, I can give it a 3.5 out of 5.
Right. Yes, it is more expensive than the GLC 200, but I think they crammed in a lot of things. Loss of, I mean, the lacking in brand value. You know, trying to steer customers away from the GLC 200. They've added what they can to make up for the price difference.
Yep.
So value, even though it's not my first choice, I would still give it 4 out of 5.
I tend to agree with you. I just felt that it's a little bit more. It should have been a bit cheaper.
The GLC 200 really opened up how bad a base model premium car can be, for me. It was not terrible. It's just at that price, I was like thinking I'd rather be in a CX-5. I'd rather be in a CRV.
You're right.
In a CRV, which is a very pedestrian, normal
it's a very
car.
pedestrian car.
It's so much more comfortable.
Yeah. Overall, I think I have to give this car a 4 out of 5.
Yeah,
I like it.
overall,
I like it very much.
4 out of 5.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, they used to have a spec below momentum.
It's called
There's two. There's one.
Swedish meatballs.
European countries, they're pure, from the XC40,
Pure.
and they have kinetic.
Kinetic. I think there's another one called potential.
Potential.
energy.
No, there's a blank thing here. There's a potential for infotainment system. You must buy it and assemble it yourself.
I guess